Hi all, welcome back to Canada Tried and Tested. It's been 1 year since we moved to Canada. We moved from India to Toronto in mid of January 2019, and in today's video I will be sharing our 1 year report card as an immigrant. So keep watching guys. We moved to Canada as permanent resident under Express Entry Federal Skilled Worker Program, which is one of the fastest and most economical way to come to Canada if your score is competitive under comprehensive ranking system. In fact, I have made a video on how we did this entire process on our own without involving any consultant and how we achieved this at a budget of 1,80,000 Indian rupees, which is approximately 3,800 Canadian dollars. Anyone who comes to Canada, for them the topmost priority is to find job which is relevant to what they were doing back home and integrate as soon as possible. So let's see how it has been the case with both of us. I am a project manager. I was working with a global MNC company, and my wife is a finance manager. She was working with a global banking company in India. After we landed here, I started to get interviews from first week onwards, but it was not until 17th interview I got work as consultant with artistic and social research and development organization. In terms of pay, it is not a very high paying job, but satisfaction is immense as I am able to contribute to the organization my expertise as a project manager. In my wife's case, she got her first interview within 7 to 10 days of us landing in Canada, but that did not materialize into job offer. She kept trying for next 2 to 3 months where she had 3 interviews lined up, and finally 2 of the company simultaneously rolled out offer to her. She chose the one which was more aligned to the work what she was doing back home and at the same level. So it was in a different province. She joined the team here in Toronto, and she had to build the team and take the team to the new province. That's when we realized that the new province has its own challenge in terms of long-term sustenance and especially me finding a job. Meanwhile, the third company came with the offer, and she decided to choose this third company and stay in Toronto. In terms of job finding strategies, what worked, what did not work for us. In my case, most of the interviews which I got was through reference and connect, which I was carrying back home from India. But then, that can only get you to the interview level, after which it's completely up to you. In few cases, I was lacking the technical skill what was required, because of which I could not move forward. In few cases, the job was not aligned to what I wanted to do. In one case, I was getting an offer, but then it was in a different province, and then by that time we were having visibility that we wanted to make Toronto our home for next few years. For my wife, her first job what she got was through a reference, and all 3 other jobs were through online search. So there is no one particular solution to finding a job. It's a mix of trying to apply online, trying to network with people, trying to meet up with people, trying to find more information, and being updated with the company what you want to approach. Where we asked about having no Canadian experience, the answer is a big yes. Few of the companies informed us that we were manager in India, but Canada is a different place, and without Canadian experience, it is difficult for us to integrate at the same level. That is when coffee chat with many of people really helped. We connected with them mostly through LinkedIn, and some of them really took out time from their busy schedule to listen to us, to guide us, to give some real feedback, which helped us. And that is when one of the person with whom I was having a coffee chat in fact understood the Indian context and the complexity with which we all work and the kind of geographies deal with while sitting out of India. So that really helped us to shape up our resume and also tackle this not having Canadian experience question. After which for us it was an easy sale when we had to interact with any of the people who would come with this lacking of Canadian experience thing. So guys, coffee chat really helps. How was our experience with settlement services? Not really good. It was not of much help to us. In fact, we value the time which we got through these coffee chats and various networking events. In case any one of you have good experience or have found job through these settlement services, please comment below so that people get a correct view who are watching my video. So this is on the job front. In case any one of you have any questions, please do comment. I will try to be as honest as possible and share the information with utmost transparency, which I have been doing in all my YouTube videos. We started with Brampton. From Brampton we moved to Scarborough. From Scarborough we moved to Toronto, and from Toronto we moved to North York. That's when we had visibility of my wife's work. We moved to Mississauga, and then finally we moved to our long-term housing. So all in all, we moved around Toronto and GTA. Every place is quite unique and quite wonderful in its own way. Scarborough, we were close to beaches. We could explore beaches. We could explore parks. In Toronto, it was an easy access. We could do a lot of free things, which I have shared in my video of staying in a temporary accommodation in Toronto. North York was quite an experience, and Mississauga, again, it felt like being in India. Free things we could do since we moved to Toronto and we had access to Toronto library card. We got passes for all the museums, be it Royal Ontario Museum, Art Gallery of Ontario, Textile Museum, Bata Museum, Science City, Aga Khan Gallery. So guys, if you're in Toronto and you have Toronto library card access, you must do this visit. Also, in case somebody has been able to do much more, please do comment so that people who are watching gain from it, and they can explore the city just like how we are doing. It's a long list, from pandal hopping for Durga Puja to attending Diwali festival with the Indian community, attending Ice Festival, Toronto Light Festival, Salsa Dance, Luminato Festival which happens at Harbourfront, attending India's Independence Day at Nathan Phillips Square, and attending Bryan Adam concert for free at Niagara Fall during New Year's Eve. So that was, something which we will not forget for long time. In addition, we attended 2 expensive operas for free and 1 play, thanks to generous passes we got. I started with this YouTube channel, Canada Tried and Tested, where I share our journey as a new immigrant, so that people who are coming in new, they have some idea of what to expect and their learning curve is shorter. Please do comment and share your feedback on what you want to see. Do you really find it relevant? Do you find the content right? Is it overload? So that I can work upon and bring relevant information to you more often. In addition, I DJ'd. I created my own music, which I am proud of, and then I featured on Globe and Mail, where I was highlighting the challenge of the new skilled immigrants, finding challenges including finding a relevant job and workspace. In fact, most of us, when we move to Canada, we want to explore this beautiful place, but then you have to manage your initial life in Canada, finding job, finding home. This takes precedence over what you really wanted to do. So let's see how we fared here. Niagara Fall, we have been to Niagara Fall 4 times. 1 time it was planned and 3 other time it just happened. If you're in the right company of friends, it just happens. In fact, I talked about Bryan Adam concert we attended at Niagara Fall. That is going to remain one of the most cherished moment for a long time. In addition to Niagara Fall, we took a 3-day trip to Thousand Island, Kingston, Ottawa, Montreal and Quebec City. It was a very touristy trip, but then we wanted to break monotony of staying in Toronto and going outside. We liked Kingston and Montreal so much that we made one visit to Kingston separately, and then we also made a trip to Montreal. In fact, I made a video on Montreal, which we did on a very small budget, and you must watch that. If if you have watched my grocery saving video, you would know that we both are not a big fan of going to fancy restaurant. That's where the network of friends really come to play. Having friends from different countries means that you have lot many options which are authentic, home cooked. So we could taste about 15 to 16 country food thanks to our friends. Before I forget the countries and the food, here is the list for you guys. We have done some real smart grocery shopping, because of which we have saved direct cost of $1,200. In addition, we don't own a car, and thus saving on mortgage and insurance, which is almost $11K. In addition, we have been smart with our choices and with initial temporary accommodation. Every month we were saving on at least close to $1,000 per month till we moved to our permanent house. I remember one of my colleagues, she asked me, what language do I speak? Is it Indian? And I said, what I speak is Kannada. And she was surprised. She thought that I'm pulling her leg. She said, are you joking? Language is Kannada. I said, no, it's Kannada. And then she actually went to Google and checked, and she said, oh, okay. I never knew that such a language existed, and you are at the right place. Kannada in Canada. Now coming to question, which place is better, Canada or India? Both are two distinct places. Both have its own flavor. For us in Canada, it was a start from scratch. We had to be flexible. We had to be adaptive. There were a lot of new things happening. For us, it was ground zero start, but it was all exciting. So both have their good things. What I don't miss about India is traffic. To go to office, believe me, we would spend at least 4 hours in a day just in traffic. And when somebody complains here that 30 to 40 minutes is long, I just laugh it out and I say they've not been to silk board or tin factory to know what real traffic is. In terms of pollution, again, my personal experience, I would often fall ill in Bangalore, but that is not the case since the time I have come here. We miss our family, but then there are options that they can come over and be with us for some time. We were quite a social butterfly back in India. We are trying to continue that journey out here in Canada, and our weekends usually are busy, but then it takes time for us to establish a new circle of friends and new connect. So that's the story so far. So friends, that's been the journey so far last 1 year. I have tried to share every single experience in this short time. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share your comments. Let me know if there are any better ways to do things in year 2, and if you have something as an experience which will benefit larger audience, please do share as a comment and subscribe my channel, as I will keep bringing you information relevant to Canada. Thank you.